Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Making Poor Decisions, where today we are going to be bottling our Acerglyn, aka Swedish Pancake. I started Swedish Pancake about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and initially when I began this it was just going to be regular schmegular Acerglyn, and I got some really bougie, kind of expensive maple syrup that was aged in bourbon barrels, hoping to have this maple bourbon mead, but unfortunately I did use the wrong kind of yeast, and so when I tasted it, it just tasted like mead. There was no maple flavor, there was no bourbon flavor, so I spent the money on nothing, which was shame on me. The good news is I was able to, I don't want to call it recover it, because it was good. It was a tasty mead, but it didn't taste like maple the way I wanted it to. So when I put it into secondary, I added another ½ pound of just regular Vermont maple syrup, and I added a couple ounces of lingonberries and created what I am now calling my Swedish Pancake. But then with the lingonberries, it created a lot more lees, so then I bracked it again, put it into tertiary, and let it sit for another few weeks, and now I have this beautifully clear, like brownish, reddish color mead that I'm very excited to taste and try. But let's give it a sniff here first. Yeah, I mean, it smells like maple syrup. Just a hint of honey and lingonberry in there as well. Now, I'm not going to be testing the ABV of this again, because initially when I put it in, I tested the gravity when I put it into secondary, but then I added some more sugar elements, but it didn't really ferment anymore. So the sugar stayed where it was, so I have kind of a sweeter mead. I'll just get some more of that star sand out there. Don't need all that in there. So I'm not really going to be testing it again. It's crystal clear. There is no chance that this is still fermenting, that it still needs any time to get the rest of the gases out. So I'm confident that I'm not going to be making any bottle bombs. And this is not cooperating. So I'm just going to go ahead and start this process here of transferring it from the carboy into my pitcher. And if you've watched my last video, you might know that this step is not exactly necessary. I like to do it because, number one, I get to avoid the little bit of lees that I have at the bottom here. It's not a lot. I'm not going to be wasting a lot of this at all, but I don't want that lees in there because I do like a clearer mead. And by doing it this way, I have these indications here on the side of the pitcher that tell me exactly how much liquid I have, so I can better estimate how many bottles I'm going to need. Now, typically when I do a mead that doesn't have a lot of additives, meaning like fruit or spices or anything like that, I typically will get a 132 or 133 ounce bottle and about 3 or 4 16-ounce bottles. So that's what I have prepped and sanitized here. So I'm going to give this a few moments. I'm going to let this rack from here to here, and then we'll be back to taste it and to bottle it. Okay, so as expected, I got a little over 96 fluid ounces, which is going to be just enough for one of these 32-ounce bottles and about 4 of these 16-ounce bottles. So that's my average. And now the fun part is getting to smell and then taste it. Such a strong vanilla smell. Like, I am getting a little bit of maple, but also very strong vanilla. Oh, definitely tastes like maple. Oh, that is good. It's a sweet mead. It's definitely sweet. And it's not something I typically go for. I like a dry mead because sweet drinks to me just taste like headaches in a few hours, but I'm gonna make an exception for this. Because this is really good. Still has a little bit of a bite of alcohol, but again, it's only, I think this is 7 weeks old at this point, so it's going to have some aging to do. The last time I tested the ABV, it came out at somewhere around like between 13 and 14%, which is respectable, and it's not going to take a super, super long time for it to age out, for it to be really, really nice. I also aged this on French oak, and you can taste it. I'm really pleased with the way this came out. Is it as mapley as I was anticipating? No, but the more I think about it, I think that just a hint of maple is probably best, at least for my taste. Because if it was like super mapley, all I can think about is that scene from Super Troopers, you know, where they chug the maple syrup in the diner, and that always turned my stomach a little bit. So it has, for my taste, just the right amount of maple, with some hints of honey and vanilla. Lingonberry maybe a little bit at the end. I think the lingonberries might have gotten a little lost. Can't let that little bit go to waste. But either way, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. It's definitely another win. So now I get to bottle. Nope, now I'll be right back because I have to sanitize my auto siphon. Hold on one sec. All right, so after a quick interlude, I have my auto siphon re-sanitized, and I have this bad boy going. It's going to take me a few minutes to cycle through all of the bottles, but again, I am anticipating having 1 32-ounce and 4 16-ounce bottles with maybe just a little bit left for me to enjoy in the meantime. So I'll be right back when these are all bottled up. And that's it. As expected, I have 1 32-ounce and 4 16-ounce bottles filled with my Swedish Pancake. Now, when I drank it, I immediately tasted vanilla and honey and maple, with the lingonberries just hitting the palate at the very, very end, very, very lightly. So it's a little bit lost, but maybe in time that flavor is going to come forward a little bit. There is a tiny bit of an alcohol taste as well, but again, it's less than 2 months old, so that's to be expected. I've yet to make a mead that didn't taste like alcohol right off the bat. That takes time to age out. I did give my off-screen husband a taste, and I got his notes, and I got something I can't really say on YouTube, but I'll abbreviate. JFC, that's good. No tasting notes, nothing, just very good mead, so I'll take it. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this type of content, please give me a subscribe. I try to post at least 1 video a week, usually either on Sunday night or Monday morning. I do a lot of meads on this channel. I also have some sakes brewing that's going to be coming up next, probably. I'll be bottling those. And I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch me prattle on about mead. And have a great day and happy brewing.